Whoever wants to increase his risk and to live a long life should honor ties with his blood relatives, blood relatives.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursalin, amma ba'du fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Viewers of Madani Channel, let us start off together by reciting Durood, as-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. The one who recites 10 durood, Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal will shower him with 100 mercies, or rather will elevate him in status 100 times. Sallu ala al-Habib Sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad salatan wa salaman alayka ya Rasulallah. Taking this opportunity once again to welcome one and all, wherein the topic of discussion is family ties, the bonding within the family unity as a unity. We have covered a lot of topics, but today there is something which we say that let us put it on spotlight today. What are we going to put on spotlight today? In life, people need to accept criticism. And the good criticism, in English, it's called constructive criticism. So constructive criticism, what does Islam say about constructive criticism? And this is the thing which is needed actually from among us, the reason why the family was instituted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that people must be criticized constructively, not just criticism, but constructive criticism. This is what we say in English, but now to take this word and to take it now and to put it in the threshold of Sharia, we will find that this word is given a very good name. And this is the name which we're going to talk today, because this is the thing, when we want to talk about the pillars which uphold a family as a unit, it's one of the pillars. That is nasiha. Nasiha, we are not going to look at the name linguistically and technically, but rather the word, it can also, from among its meaning, mean something which is genuine, and it can also mean something which is sincere, and it can also mean advice. Henceforth, the word advice is being derived from the same implication and same connotation, wherein something genuine and sincerity is sharing the same denominator. That's how Islam views advice. So viewers of Madani Channel, as it is a family discussion, why do we want to put advice actually in spotlight? We want to put it in spotlight because advice is important. As we say that it is the pillar which upheld the family. When we talk about rukn, al-arkan, when you take this rukn away, then something will fall down, will collapse. So advice is this thing which will uphold the family. Look in the relationship between a husband and wife. A husband need to advise the wife, and vice versa. The wife need to advise the husband. This is how it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it such way. Now, then again, look, the father have got to advise the son, and sometimes also the son need to advise the father. It goes, it's a reflexive, both way it can go. The mother need to advise the children, and also sometimes the children, here and there, they need also to update the softwares, we can say it, of the mother. Because now we are in this generation, we're in the generation which they grew up, and the generation which we are nowadays, it can vary. So that sometimes they need also to be, so that they will be in line with what is current issues. But it is all about advice. As you can see, the brother, the big brother, the elder brother, to advise the young ones. the cousins to advise the cousin. It can go the grandchildren, and from that the grandfather advising the grandchildren. It can go on. It's something which is really the issue, the blood stream of the family, that family need to advise one another in order for it to have got a successful, or rather for it to sustain the pressure of being a family. So today, inshallah, we are going to look in advice, the importance of advice in as far as the family is concerned. So before we go any further, we have said that why we are saying that we want to put advice in spotlight. You find that why advice, it's one of its requirement is love. They are, of course, the thing which will make somebody to listen is there's love. So family is made of love. So they in advice itself, it can be easily acceptable, because advice always it moves in together with love. And you won't go to your enemy and start, because of animosity, you won't be able to listen to you. But now the family, it's easy because of that, the mahabba, the love between the husband and the wife. It's easy to facilitate the husband easily to advise the wife, and also the wife to advise the husband. But there are rules which I want to draw today. Inshallah, when we follow those rules, we find that when we advise one another, be it in a family, be it also outside the family, our tactics must be suitable, because giving advice is an art, because they say that advice can make or advice can break. So we are there to give the advice which can make the family, not that advice which will break the family. So we will say that one of the most crucial attributes of a family is the practice of giving advice to one another, to your fellow family members. That is one of the most important, or the primary concern of a family. It is to give one another advice. No any day will go without no any advice. No any day. You will be advised. You will advise also. So this is how it is. You see, the word advice, if we want to look at it in an Islamic terminology, as we say that it is called nasiha. It is not taken lightly. The whole religion was summarized as nasiha, wherein the Holy Prophet ﷺ said in Sahih al-Muslim, ad-dinun nasiha, that religion is, we can say sincerity, of course, we can say genuineness, of course, and also it is advice. So this sincerity and genuineness, all these words will apply, because when you give advice, you must be sincere and you must be genuine. It must be genuine advice. So religion is nothing else except advice. So now in this context, we want to put it also that family is nothing else except advice. Family is nothing else except advice. There's no need of bittering one another or battering one another. So the thing is that whenever there's an opportunity to give advice, advice must be given. And it must be sincere, it must be genuine. There's two prerequisites of advice. It must be sincere, it must be genuine. These are the two things which will just make this. That's why we say that this word nasiha was taken away from the root which have got to mean sincerity and genuine. Because in order for advice to be that good advice, to be that awesome advice, it must be genuine and it must be sincere. So this is what the Holy Prophet ﷺ told us, that in essence, if we want to summarize Islam, we will say that Islam is nothing else except what? Except advice. Not only that, the significance of the attribute is evident from the fact that the Prophet ﷺ took homage from Jabir bin Abdullah on 3 occasions. That the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he took bay'at of Jabir on 3 things. That Jabir, do 3 things, Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal will facilitate, will make it easy for you to go to Jannah. Promise me that you do these things continuously, that these things is going to be your second nature. Jabir, I'll guarantee you Jannah. From amongst them, there's what? Establishment of Salah. Establishment of what? Of Salah. And also this is another, just only to interject here and not to divert, but just only to bring something in an attention. Also, it is also the institution of a family that this issue of Salah must run in the family. In order for Salah to, the Prophet ﷺ used to say that, command your children to perform Salah in an early stage. Because the family, as I said, it's all about advice. Advice is very, very important. So the Prophet ﷺ, as we are discussing right now, that he took covenant with Jabir bin Abdullah, that Jabir, if you want to make it in this race of Jannah, make sure that you just only promise me on your part 3 things, then I'll guarantee you Jannah. Number 1, you need to establish Salah. Then number 2, you need to give Zakah. Then number 3, you need to give advice to the fellow Muslims. You need to give what? Advice to the fellow Muslims. Here we are just focusing with the family. So you need to make sure that also you give your family members what? Advice. You need just to make sure that you, day in and day out, they need advice. You know, some of the people, they are given wisdom by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يُؤْتَ الْحِكْمَةِ, the one who is given hikmah, wisdom, Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal told us that he has been given a very lot of good. So some they are wise and some they are not. So those people with wisdom keep on passing, especially in the family. It's very, very good. Charity begins at home. Before we start to talk about the Muslim at large, so we start with the family as a unit. So now, if we claim to love our family, so one measurement to show that we love them is what? How much sincere advice we give them. Because viewers of Madani Channel, if we want to make an analogical deduction here, it's like if you love somebody is beloved unto you and he's going straight to fire, and there's a fire or the building is about to collapse. I've seen people, you know what, you become a hero in those type of scenario. You just have got to jump and, you know, pick somebody out because we love them. This is to show that this is love. So now, let's say that if you love somebody, then by nature, it means that what? You need to care for them. No, you say, I care for you. So I say, when somebody say you love somebody, they say you've got a strange way to prove it. Because love itself must be measured. So the way we will measure it, one of the measurement which we're going to use, it's how sincere your advice you give. Because if you love somebody, you give them the best advice. That's why I say this family institution, that's why advice must be propelled, because this issue of love, when advice is coming with love, it's always acceptable. So we will measure the love with what? With the sincerity of the advice you give. Be it in a physical world and in the spiritual world. Somebody comes to you, you care for them, I want to do this business. Of course, you just have got to introspect, then you give them the perspective. Otherwise, you don't shoot from the blind. You give them the best. The wife giving the husband on what to do and what to do, knowing well that this is the breadwinner. Isn't it you select something best? Of course, we make istikhara, but also you yourself, you'll be making also istikhara on their behalf. That this is how they want to do, like this, is it going to be good? So making sure that it will be a best advice in time, that you'll be selective. So this is how the love of somebody, and if they care for us, we will measure it with how sincere they will advise us. Whenever they're seeing us doing wrong, how sincere, you know, that drive, that enthusiasm, that the way they project somebody is smoking from the family member. You won't shout and scream much. You need to show the love and to give the advice in such a manner, because that love and that advice will win the person. And also if somebody else is doing well, you need to be advised, to be encouraged. So it's all about advice. To care about others means to accept the responsibility of pointing out the mistake to them. So when we love people, it means that when you see them making mistake, then their life is at stake. So you jump in and try to make sure that, you know what, you control the situation. You will be there, you know, you take it, you know, whatever is they are suffering, you take it as yours also as well. So you just have got to make sure that you make amends for them by pinpointing that brother, sister, son, daughter, cousin, or whomsoever it might be, nephew, you are doing it wrong. What you are doing there, this type of thing, what you are planting thorns here, you won't harvest grapes. So this is what the family is all about. If we don't advise, our love may only be superficial, verbal claim, and there's nothing else. So if we just love somebody, you're seeing them making mistakes, and you're not advising them, then your advice is what? Then your love is what? On the contrary, it will be fruitless, it will be useless. So this is some other things which we need to introspect as a family, to look in as far as advice is concerned. Now, then again, this institution of giving advice is a divine institution. Allah, what we want to say here, behold, is what? This was the same maqsad, purpose, none other than the best creation of Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, the prophets. From among us the saying which one of the Prophet said to his people, he said what? I convey to you the message, and I am the messenger of Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal. And what else did he say? Wa ana lakum nasihun amin. I am a sincere advisor to you. I am a sincere advisor to you. So we learned that that was also the divine responsibility of the prophets, to give their ummah the advice. So you as a family member, it is also your responsibility that to give them advice for the sake of Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal. So now, it is the nature of a human being that sometimes as human beings, we perform all our action without the ability to observe ourselves during the act. Right? It is nature that, you know what, when you're doing something wrong, for you it may be seemingly right. So, you see, whenever you are doing something wrong, maybe you won't see that. But now when other people are observing you, they will start to notice that, no, something is wrong. It's maybe you're performing salah also. Some brother can easily notice that, no, you're not placing your toes rightly as according to the requirement of sajda, and you're placing this wrong and this. You see, when you do yourself, you won't be able to notice some of these things. So there will be people always around you who will notice this type of things. So this is undoubtedly a limitation of our capability. This is a human being, actually. We have got fault. We have got mistakes. That's human being. That's nature. So when you do something, maybe you'll be thinking that you're doing it as to perfection. So those people around you, again, your family, they are there now to easily pick up. You know, when you perform salah, maybe the wife is seeing you from far. Maybe the wife is performing, you are seeing you from far. And your sisters, your brothers, and you know, this maharim, you know, that they are under you, and you are seeing all of them. So it's again easy to pick up the mistake. That's why we say that it is a responsibility for the family, and to pick out these things and, you know, to advise one another. So this is when we say that advice is needed. Actually, it is the family who need to take out all these things and try to, to rectify one another. So this is what, in order for you to be a wise man, you need to benefit from the criticism, from the advice of the other. Sometimes it can sound sour, and sometimes it can sound sweet, depending on who is advising and what is the occasion. But a wise man is the one who always welcome his daughter to advice. This is the reason why Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the second Khalifa of Islam, was successful, because what? He said that, you know what, it's high time when we appoint a Khalifa, there must not be any bodyguards, some people to come and guard the door, so that his house must be open, number one, for critics, and also for people coming to give advice. Because if the guards are there, you know, some people, they'll want to come and say, then they become scared of the guards. So, you know, if there's no, the guards are not like this, then you see, you're a straight man, there's nothing to hide. So he used to say like that, so that people can feel free to come and what? To come and give advice to Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. In one of his saying, he said that, may Allah have mercy, that may Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal be merciful, reward the one who come and show me my faults as a gift. The one who come and starts to show me that, you know, Umar, you're lacking here, Umar, you're lacking here. Those type of people, they are the sincere people. You need to love them. One poet said, advising his son, that my son, in this world, they are blessed, those who come and start to show you your faults in an amicable manner. Son, you are doing this, it's wrong. The way you're placing the way you want to do this is wrong. This business you want to venture, it's wrong. This cut you want to take, it's wrong. This shortcut, it's wrong. It's a deep cut. It will cut you at the end. Son, those people are blessed, those who come and tell you good words in life. They've got love with you. Those type of people always make du'as for them. Then he goes on and he said that, son, remember, a friend in need is a friend indeed. So those people who give you genuine advice, they are the friend indeed. Don't forget all these things. And in another stanza, he goes on and he said that in this world, it is full of the people nowadays who are having PhD, pull him down mentality. Those who does not care about you. So try to distance away from them. And the few who come and give you genuine advice, those people always welcome them. So that's the family. That's the family. Those people, they've got love with you. So make du'as for them. receive advice from them, and also give them advice to them. So the two things, you need to receive and you need to give. Give and receive. It's a give and take scenario. With this, inshallah, we make dua to Allah Rabbul Izzatul Jalal, and we would like to encourage one and all that if we want to be an expert in giving advice, I encourage people to travel in Madani Qafila. They will be told about infrared koshish. This infrared koshish and individual effort. It will make you also to be somebody who will be able to speak and to convey the message, especially be it advice, be it whatever criticism you want to give, it will be constructive. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَى الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينَ صَلُّوا عَلَى الْحَبِيبِ صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلاة وسلاما عليك يا رسول الله.
Whoever wants to increase his risk and to live a long life should honor ties with his blood relatives.